We were the perfect couple, on paper. I don't even know how to start this, but here goes. I'm 29 years old, and for the past 5.5 years, I've been in a relationship with this incredible woman. She's 25 now. We've lived together for a while. No major issues. No real fights. We laugh a lot. We have a rhythm to our days. A routine. If someone looked at our relationship from the outside, they'd probably say we had it all figured out. And honestly, for a long time, I thought we did too. She's kind, funny, smart, thoughtful in ways I never knew I needed. We like the same movies, cook meals together, have inside jokes no one else would ever understand. Even the quiet moments between us feel easy. Our intimacy? It's good, comfortable, warm, and I do love her. She makes my life better, there's no question about that. But, for about a year now, something's been off. Not between us, exactly, that's the confusing part. There's no big event I can point to. No betrayal, no screaming match, nothing dramatic, just this constant, quiet feeling. Like I'm sitting next to someone amazing, but my heart's not beating faster. Like I should feel something more, and I don't. And that's where the guilt starts to creep in. Because it makes no sense. There's nothing wrong with her. She hasn't changed. If anything, she's grown even more thoughtful, more caring. She's trying. We both are. But when we talk about the future, vacations, home renovations, maybe even starting a family someday, I don't feel excited. I feel stuck. I smile, I nod, I play along. But there's a quiet resistance inside me I can't explain. And I keep asking myself this same question over and over again. Is this normal? Is this just what love looks like after 5 years? Or, is this me slowly falling out of love with the person I thought I'd be with forever? I don't have the answers yet. But I can't pretend I don't feel it anymore. When the doubt first started, I brushed it off. I thought maybe it was just stress. Work had been hectic. I was tired more often than usual. I chalked it up to life getting in the way. It happens. Everyone has off weeks, or months, right? But then those weeks turned into seasons. And every time I expected the feeling to fade, it didn't. It just lingered, quiet, like a background hum I couldn't turn off. Still, I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I wasn't about to walk away from someone I love because of a feeling. That didn't seem fair, not to her, not to us. So I did what I thought responsible people do. I tried to fix it. I started seeing a psychologist. I sat across from him, week after week, trying to put words to this strange emotional haze. Was I depressed? Was I afraid of commitment? Was I self-sabotaging something good? We talked about my childhood, my first crushes, my fears, my expectations of love. He listened. He asked thoughtful questions. And sometimes, I felt like I was making progress. But still, the feeling didn't go away. When that didn't work, I brought it into the relationship, cautiously. I told her what I was going through. She was heartbroken, but she didn't shut down. She wanted to work through it with me. That's the kind of person she is. We found a relationship coach. Someone with a background in helping couples navigate emotional plateaus. We went every week for months. Had deep conversations. Opened up. Asked hard questions. We even agreed to try a 2-month trial separation, not a breakup, just space. We stayed in touch, texted daily, met up every now and then. The idea was to see if we missed each other, if space would bring clarity. And you know what? I did miss her, but not in the way I expected. I missed the way she folds her legs under her on the couch. The way she laughs when she gets nervous. I missed her voice in the kitchen while I made coffee. But the part one didn't miss was being a couple. That part scared me, because I wanted to want her. I wanted to feel that gravitational pull, the one I used to feel in the early years. Back when I couldn't stop touching her. Back when hearing her name lit me up inside. But instead, all I felt was guilt. Guilt that I couldn't match the effort she was putting in. Guilt that I was thinking of leaving someone who hadn't done anything wrong. It would almost be easier if she had cheated, or lied, or turned cold. Then I'd have something to point to, a reason to walk away. A clean break. But when the only thing that's broken is how you feel, it's not clean. It's messy. It's painful. It's confusing. She kept saying we could get through it. That love is a choice, not a feeling. That long-term relationships go through dry spells. That the spark can return if we just keep showing up. And part of me wanted to believe her. God, I really wanted to believe her, but another part of me, the part one was scared to admit out loud, kept whispering. What if it never comes back? What if the problem isn't the stress, or the routine, or the house, or the years together? What if the problem is that I just don't feel it anymore? And worse, what if I never feel it again? What if this is how I'll always feel, with anyone? It's hard to describe the loneliness that comes with that kind of doubt. It's like you're sitting across from the person you thought you'd grow old with, and suddenly realizing you're not even sure who you are anymore. And the scariest part is, I'm starting to wonder if I've already made my decision. I just haven't said it out loud yet. There's this question that's been living in the back of my mind. It creeps in when I wake up next to her, when I'm brushing my teeth, when we're out with friends laughing like everything's fine. What if this feeling never goes away? What if this dull, heavy fog I've been carrying around for a year is permanent? That thought terrifies me more than anything. Because if it is permanent, if this is how I'm going to feel forever, then I can't stay. But if it's not, and I walk away, what if I'm throwing away the best thing I'll ever have? That's the thing no one really talks about, the fear of being wrong. Not just hurting someone else, but ruining your own life because you misread your own heart. I've tried to silence it, to drown it out with logic. I'll sit down and make a list, literally, of all the things I love about her. Her kindness, her loyalty, her sense of humor, her work ethic, the way she holds people together when things fall apart. I'll read through it, line by line, and think, see, this is why you stay. This is what matters. These are the qualities you build a life with. But then, I'll glance over and see her reading on the couch, wearing that old hoodie, hair tied up, completely unaware of me watching her, and I'll feel nothing. No spark, no heat, no ache in my chest. Just stillness. And in that moment, I hate myself. Because how can I not love someone who has done everything right? It feels like my heart and my brain are at war with each other. My brain keeps saying, this is good. You're lucky. Don't be stupid. But my heart's just silent. It's like the music stopped playing, and I don't know when it happened. You know the worst part? She has no idea how far gone I might already be. She knows I'm struggling. She knows I've been distant. But she doesn't know I sometimes stare at the ceiling late at night thinking, what would it feel like to sleep in a bed alone? What if I packed a bag and just left? What if I never feel in love again? That last one really gets me. Because I don't know if this is just about her, or if this is just how I am. I've never had another long-term relationship. She's my first real everything. First real love, first cohabitation, first shared mortgage. She's the foundation of the adult version of me. So how do I even know what I'm feeling is abnormal? Maybe this is just what love becomes over time. Not butterflies and passion, but comfort and routine. Is that what it's supposed to be? Because if it is, then maybe I need to stop chasing some idealized version of romance and just be grateful for what I have. But if it's not, if this gut-deep unease is trying to tell me something, then staying would be a lie. Not just to her, but to myself. And I don't want to live a lie. I don't want to be the guy who stays because he's too scared to leave. I don't want to look back in 10 years and feel like I wasted her time, or mine. But here's the cruel twist. If I leave, and regret it, there's no coming back. This isn't some college fling where you can take a break and figure things out. We own a home together. We've built a life. If I walk out that door, it's not just over, it's scorched earth. And maybe that's what's really keeping me here. Not love, not loyalty, just fear. Fear of breaking something I might never find again. Fear of being alone. Fear of being wrong. So for now, I keep living in the space between. Between honesty and pretending. Between hope and guilt. Between staying and leaving. And every day, that space feels smaller. Like I'm running out of time to make a choice I don't want to make. When we bought the house together, it felt like a dream. We weren't married, but it was the next best thing, a commitment, a declaration. Our names on the mortgage, side by side. Our stuff filling every drawer, every corner. Inside jokes taped to the fridge. Sunday mornings in pajamas. Little arguments about where to put the couch or what color to paint the guest room. Back then, it felt like a future. Now, it feels like a trap. It's strange how something that once symbolized stability can start to feel like a cage when your heart isn't in it anymore. I walk through that house now and it just stares back at me. Like it's asking why I don't feel at home in the place I helped build. It's not the house's fault. Or hers. It's just that everything inside those walls feels heavier now. Like the photos on the mantle. Us on vacation, smiling with our arms around each other. They don't look fake. But they don't feel real anymore either. Not to me. And here's the thing that really gets in my head. If I leave, we have to sell the house. It's not something one of us can just walk away from. It's tied up in money, paperwork, moving trucks, splitting furniture, lawyers maybe. And yeah, we're adults, we'd handle it. But there's no clean break when your life is legally entangled with someone else's. And even though I know staying because of logistics is wrong, part of me is staying because of logistics. Not because I want to, but because breaking up means breaking everything. The furniture, the routines, the safety net, the shared Netflix account, the pets, the neighbors who wave when we walk by, even stupid little things. Like the barista who knows our order or the lamp she picked out for the hallway. They've all become part of this weird emotional ecosystem we built. It's not just a breakup. It's an eviction from the life I've known for 5 years. That's the part people don't warn you about. They talk about heartbreak and loneliness and starting over. But no one tells you how much of your life is tied to another person in ways you don't even realize, until the thought of undoing it keeps you up at night. And it makes me wonder, am I just afraid of the hassle? Am I afraid of hurting her? Or am I afraid that if I leave, there's nothing better waiting on the other side? That maybe this house, this life, is as good as it gets. That maybe, the spark, is just some Hollywood fantasy. Something we lose eventually, and we're supposed to settle into something quieter. More practical, less magical. I keep asking myself, is this doubt something I just need to push through? Like a cold that eventually goes away? Or is it the beginning of the end? She doesn't talk about the house much lately. I think she can sense it too. That this place doesn't feel as warm as it used to. That I walk slower through it now. That I spend more time in the garage or taking long drives alone. We haven't discussed it, but I think we're both imagining what it would mean to split it up. Who gets what? Who stays? Who goes? And I hate that. I hate that it's come to this place where I can't even sit on our couch without wondering if I'll ever sit on it again once I say the words I'm too scared to say. I guess what I'm trying to admit, and I haven't said this out loud to anyone, is that sometimes I stay not because I love her, but because I don't want to start over. And that's not love. There's no other woman, no secret messages, no flirty coworker, no old flame I've been thinking about behind her back. It's just me, and this feeling I can't shake. I think that's what makes all of this harder. If I had cheated, or if she had, at least I'd have a reason. Something concrete to hold on to. A villain in the story. But there's no villain here. No betrayal, no lies, just doubt, quiet and constant. I lie in bed next to her every night, and the guilt builds like water behind a dam. Because she doesn't see it. Not fully. She sees that I've been off. That I've been a little distant. She's asked me a few times if I'm okay. If we're okay. And every time, I give her some version of the same half-truth. Yeah, I'm just tired. Work's been heavy. I'm in a weird headspace. And those things are all technically true. But they're not the truth. The truth is that I don't know how to look her in the eye and say, I'm scared I don't love you the way I used to. Because she doesn't deserve that. She doesn't deserve to be hurt by someone who once promised he never would. She's been nothing but good to me. Supportive, thoughtful, patient. She still reaches for my hand when we cross the street. Still texts me if she hears a song I love. Still puts effort into our life like she believes in it, fully. And I can't figure out why that's not enough. I ask myself that almost daily. Why isn't it enough? Why can't I just be satisfied? What is wrong with me that I'm even thinking about leaving someone who gives me so much of her heart? And the thing is, I don't want to hurt her. That's the part that rips me up inside. Because I know exactly what it would do to her. She'd blame herself. She'd replay every moment of the last year. Trying to figure out what she did wrong. She'd cry herself to sleep wondering if she wasn't attractive enough, or interesting enough, or enough, in whatever way she thinks I needed. And none of that would be true. She's enough. She always has been. It's me who changed. It's my heart that went quiet. And that's where the guilt comes in. This massive weight I carry all day, every day. It hits hardest when she smiles at me like she used to. or tells me how excited she is for a trip we're planning, or lays her head on my chest at night like she still feels safe there. Sometimes I hold her closer, hoping I'll feel something, hoping that some old spark will catch again just from the comfort of her body against mine. But it never does. And then I lie there, listening to her breathe, wondering how long I can pretend. How long I can fake my way through. I love you too. And I can't wait. And yeah, I'm happy. Because at a certain point, pretending becomes its own kind of cruelty. And if I'm not honest, if I just keep going through the motions, then I'm not protecting her. I'm just delaying the moment it all falls apart. I think she knows something's coming. Not the full truth, not yet, but something. She looks at me differently lately. Less certain, more watchful, like she's waiting for me to say the thing she's afraid to hear. And honestly, so am I. She's my first everything, my first long-term relationship, my first real home, my first experience with building a life around someone else. And maybe that's part of the problem. Because I don't know anything else. I don't know what love looks like after this. I don't know if the feeling I've been chasing even exists, or if it's just something I imagined when I was younger. And that thought, it's a dangerous one. Because it means I don't know if I'm making the biggest mistake of my life. Or finally telling myself the truth. There's this voice in my head, and it never shuts up. It says, what if you leave, and you never find anything better? What if this is just how it is? What if love isn't supposed to be exciting after 5 years? I mean, everyone says the honeymoon phase fades, right? That butterflies turn into bills. That passion turns into partnership. That the high wears off, and what's left is what matters: commitment, shared goals, emotional safety. And I get that, I do. But there's a difference between comfort and numbness. And lately, I don't feel comfortable in this relationship. I feel invisible inside it. Like I'm playing the role of a boyfriend in a life I no longer recognize as mine. We go to dinners. We visit her parents. We plan trips, argue about paint colors, talk about maybe getting a dog next year, and I smile. I nod. I say all the right things. But inside, I feel like I'm watching it all from behind glass. Disconnected, distant, like the future we're planning belongs to someone else. And maybe it does. Sometimes I wonder what my life would look like if I had dated more. If I had a past full of messy breakups and wild stories and lessons learned the hard way. Maybe then I'd know what I really want. What's worth fighting for. Instead, I feel like I skipped all that. Jumped straight into something serious before I knew what I needed, or who I even was. And now I'm here, 5.5 years later, asking myself a question I can't answer. Do I love her, or do I just not know how to let go? It's not that I want someone else. It's not like I've got a backup plan. I'm not chasing excitement or running towards something new. I'm just tired of waking up every day wondering if I'm living a life I didn't choose, one I just slid into because it was easy, because it felt right back then. But what about now? What about the version of me that's grown and changed and started to realize he might want something different? She hasn't done anything wrong. She's not the villain in this story. But maybe I'm not the hero either. Maybe I've become the guy who says, I'm fine, when I'm not. The guy who kisses her forehead while silently wishing he felt more. The guy who stays, not out of love, but out of fear. And here's the worst part. That fear? It doesn't feel unreasonable, because leaving her means stepping into complete unknown. No backup plan, no emotional safety net, no guarantee that I'll land on my feet. Just silence, an empty bed, a quiet apartment, and the weight of having walked away from someone who would have stayed forever. So I stay, for now, because I still don't know if I'm walking towards something better, or running from something I'll never find again. Some nights I wonder if I'm the problem. Maybe I've built this idea of love in my head, some perfect, lightning in a bottle kind of love. And now nothing real can ever measure up. Maybe I've romanticized the idea of spark so much that I've become blind to the warmth already in front of me. Because we have something. We do. It's soft. It's loyal. It's good. But is good enough to build a life on? Or will I always be haunted by the feeling that something's missing? Something that might not even exist outside of movies and first dates. I try to remind myself of what we've built. The thousands of small moments. Sunday grocery runs. Late night drives. Laughing in bed over dumb memes. Her stealing bites of my food even after saying she wasn't hungry. The way she holds onto my arm when we cross a busy street. The way she lights up when she's talking about something she loves. It's all real. It's all beautiful. But then I imagine us 10 years from now. Married, maybe with kids, still living in this house. Still doing the same routines. And the question hits me again like a punch to the chest. Can I live with this feeling for the rest of my life? Because if I can't, then staying is the cruelest thing I could do to both of us. If I stay out of fear, out of guilt, out of comfort, then I'm not loving her. I'm using her as a safety net. And I hate myself for even thinking that. She deserves so much more than that. She deserves someone who looks at her and sees home. Not someone who looks at her and sees settling. The worst part? If I tell her any of this, even carefully, even gently, it'll break her heart. And she'll ask questions I won't know how to answer. When did this start? Why didn't you say anything earlier? Is there someone else? Did you ever really love me? And the answer to that last one is yes. Yes, I did. I loved her with everything I had. For a long time. But sometimes love fades, and you don't even feel it happening. It's not some dramatic turning point. It's not a fight or a betrayal or a screaming match. It's just one day, you stop looking at them the same way. You stop imagining forever. You stop reaching for their hand without thinking. You stop picturing them in every version of your future. And it's so subtle, you don't even realize it at first. But once you do, once you see it clearly, it's already too late. And yet, I haven't told her. I still kiss her goodnight. I still tell her I love her. I still make coffee for 2 in the morning. And I ask myself, is that kindness? Or is it cowardice? Because maybe I'm not staying for her at all. Maybe I'm staying because walking away means becoming the bad guy in someone else's story. And I don't know if I have the strength to live with that. I haven't left her, not yet. That probably says something. I'm just not sure what. Some days I think it means I still believe in us. That there's something here worth fighting for. That I haven't given up. Other days, I think it just means I'm scared. Scared of the fallout. Scared of hurting her. Scared of waking up alone and realizing I made a mistake I can never undo. The thing no one tells you about making a decision like this is that clarity doesn't come in a flash. It's not a light bulb moment. It's not a dramatic, sweeping realization. It's a slow unraveling, a daily negotiation with yourself. One part guilt, one part fear, one part hope that maybe tomorrow you'll wake up and feel differently. But tomorrow comes, and I still feel the same. The doubt, the emptiness, the ache of knowing she's giving me her whole heart while mine keeps looking for the exit. I know I can't keep living like this, caught in the middle, half in, half gone. She's starting to feel it, I can tell. She's more careful with me lately. Choosing her words more gently, asking how my day was in that tone that says she knows I've been somewhere else mentally. Maybe even emotionally. She hasn't said anything outright. But she's watching me, and I hate that she has to wonder what's going on in my head, because I don't have the courage to just say it. The truth is, I still don't know what I'm going to do. Every time I try to imagine leaving, my chest tightens. Not because I'll miss the house or the routine or the comfort. I'll miss her. Her laugh when she's being goofy. The way she hums when she's washing dishes. The way she leans into me when she's cold, like she expects me to keep her warm without even asking. She still makes me want to be a better man. I just don't know if I can be that man with her anymore. And that's what haunts me. Because if I stay, I'm risking becoming someone I don't recognize, a version of myself that lives out of obligation, not desire. But if I leave, I risk breaking the heart of the one person who never stopped believing in me. It's not a choice between good and bad. It's a choice between hurting someone else or living with something I can't unfeel. I've talked to my therapist about it. He says I'm afraid of regret, that I'm trying to make a decision where no pain exists. And maybe that's true. Maybe the hardest part of this is accepting that someone is going to get hurt, no matter what I choose. And in the end, that someone might be both of us. I keep telling myself I'll know when the time is right. That some voice will whisper, it's time. That I'll wake up one morning and the fear will be gone. That the choice will be clear. But life doesn't work like that. Sometimes you don't get clarity. You just get tired of pretending. And I think I'm getting there. So no, I haven't left her yet. But I think I'm about to start telling the truth. Not all at once. Not in some dramatic breakup speech. But quietly, honestly, carefully. Because the person she is deserves the truth. And the person I want to be can't keep hiding from it. Whatever happens next, it won't be easy. But at least it'll be real. And maybe that's where real love begins. Not in the spark, but in the courage to say, this isn't working anymore. Even if your voice shakes. Even if your heart breaks. Even if you don't know what comes next.